What's up guys, welcome to Veldora-kun. From our previous episode, we have witnessed the appearance of Milim on the Labyrinth. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the link in the description below. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community, Veldora-kun Subordinates. The link is in the description box. So now in this video we will review what happened next, which is the origin of dragons based on Milim's explanation. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. Midway through their quarrel, Ramrus and Milim stopped as Shuna came by with desserts prepared in hand. She also scolded the two of them, no dessert for anyone who's fighting. That immediately shut them both up. Then the two started eating harmoniously, in which Rimuru asked Milim what she came for. Rimuru asked, "By the way, Milim, what are you doing here?" And Milim said, "Phew. I told you. You looked like you were up to something interesting." But Rimuru didn't believe that it's the only reason, and Milim added, "Yep. But now I'm really glad I came. This thing called cake is the best, and I like what you're doing with this labyrinth. I didn't expect that Ramrus would have been so useful." In which Ramrus got mad again, "Phew. I've got untold powers at my disposal, you know. It's just that you didn't manage to discover it." For Rimuru, even Ramrus herself didn't either discover her own power. Veldora has given a mature response, "Alright, now that we have had our dessert, how about we get back to work? Also Milim, if you stay out of the way, you can stay and play." Ramrus also agreed, "Since Mentor has said so, I don't object either." And Milim exclaimed in excitement, "Just count on me. I won't be a hindrance, give me all the work you want." They are about to approve Milim joining them, but Rimuru remembered something. Although Milim appeared to be so wild and carefree, this girl was still a demon lord after all. One with 2 ex-demon lords in her stable, and all of Clayman's old land to rule on top of her own. Rimuru asked if Milim have asked permission from her 2 subordinates, and Milim said, "I guess. I'm really smart and stuff. It's not like I flee here because I hate studying." Frey must have been researching the state of Milim's domain and teaching her about it. But Milim escaped because of her dislike of it. That seemed to be the truth. Milim knew what Rimuru is thinking, so she stopped him. "I don't care. I just want to join no matter what." Rimuru just decided to let it go, since he can't force Milim anymore. He then just asked about something, "But what about those dragons you mentioned? Just now you said something about capturing a dragon, right? Is that really possible?" And Milim said that dragons can be captured and said, "Should I go find some?" She proposed without hesitation and made it look like dragons are just beetles. But that's what Rimuru needed right now. He responds, "You'll do that for me? If that's the case, what types of dragons are out there? Will they be anything related like Veldora or any true dragons?" Rimuru thinks that since Milim is willing to help, then he would be happy to ask this small favor. Yet Milim and Veldora both reacted to Rimuru's question. Milim corrected him, "Rimuru, dragons are different from true dragons." And Veldora added, "Very different. It's simply wrong for you to mix me up with those lizards like Luminous does." So as a follow-up to the conversation, Rimuru inquired about the details of dragons. Veldora explained that all dragon races in this world originated from broken-down elements in the body his big brother, which is the strongest true dragon, Star King Dragon Veldora-sama. Basically, the basic but critical difference between the two kinds of regular dragons and Veldora's kind involved between a material life form and a spiritual one. As a monster, the dragon possessed a physical body. They were called dragons since they resembled a true dragon like the legends, but its nature was more akin to that of a dinosaur. While it was said that there were in total 4 true dragons in this world, 3 of which currently existed. The Star King Dragon Veldora-sama, which is Veldora's elder brother and Milim's father, which was destroyed due to nutting in the wrong species a certain reason and hadn't shown any signs of reviving ever since. True dragons had eternal life, however, people believed that there was more to that attribute. The origin of dragons could be traced to this Star King dragon, or to be exact, the spirit dragon that he gave Milim as a pet. Based from what Rimuru heard from Elin before, That spirit dragon was no doubt the deceased chaos dragon, and then the essence of its body spread far and wide. The remnants of this essence spawned lesser dragons, and dragons who had in it bits of spirit dragon became greater dragons or archdragons. There were also more powerful dragons among the archdragons, which are the dragon lords, that represented the four elements. After evolving into an archdragon and living hundreds of years plus, having their wisdom increased even farther, they could tap into some of the powers of the original spirit dragon, and they are called dragon lords. They no longer age as they grew older and were a step closer to spiritual life forms. But unlike true dragons, once they were eliminated, they were dead for good. Rimuru recalled that the sky dragon he beat was an archdragon, classified as a calamity level threat. Dragon lords are stronger than that, maybe up to a demon lord's powers. In other words, about as strong as Claymon or a high-level spirit. If they had that large of a magicule pool, Rimuru assumed that they should be able to easily gain control over the terrain effects of each floor that he wanted for this labyrinth. But Milim hurriedly exclaimed, "Hold on, no matter how strong and incredible I am, not even I can tame a dragon lord." Rimuru then thinks that it would be impossible to tame dragon lords who possessed intelligence. But how about they persuade them nicely? But it wasn't worth the try though. Rimuru asks, "You have a point, then which ones are you catching?" And Milim responds, "Well, there are some archdragons who do possess elemental attributes, even if they aren't quite dragon lords. We will be catching and taming those guys and let them eat up the magicules and change the landscape around them, I think." Based from what Milim said, the dragons seem to make their own nests, which means that they may modify their domain based on their needs. Rimuru asked, "Can I count on you?" And Milim is proud, "You got it." Some of the dragons with elemental attributes may soon evolve to dragon lords, and I'll capture you one from each type. So based on Milim's explanation, dragons derived from that original spirit dragon came in just 4 elements. There are dragon lords of earth, water, fire, and wind at the top of the food chain, followed by elemental dragons, forming a tree graph. There were 4 types of elemental dragons as well. They were the fire dragon, ice dragon, wind dragon, and earth dragon. The sky dragon Rimuru tangled with was a rarer case, it failed to evolve into a wind dragon. Unlike spirits, they didn't have the element of air. Although there were other variations and special types, in humans' words, they were called having too much personality. Rimuru decides that if Milim can really catch the dragons, they should put them at lower levels. By the way, the elemental dragons were stronger than their non-elemental cousins. Maybe a special A in terms of ranking, a powerful species. Even though they couldn't really compete with Charybdis, they were still very strong. To think of it, a single normal dragon could already rival 6 holy knights. But when it comes to elemental dragons, even sending out a whole squad of holy knights might not necessarily be able to eliminate it. For the labyrinth, level 99 was the level of Inferno Flame. For this level, it is advisable to wear heat-resisting equipment since it's surrounded by scorching flames. Level 98 was the level of Ice Prison. Keep moving or die instantly. Will your cold-resistant gear be able to save you from this? Level 97 was the level of Sky Thunder. Lightning rains down from above, whether you can overcome it will depend on your luck. Level 96 was the level of Earthly Destruction. A punishing quake sorely tests anyone who makes it this far down. Behold the fury of dragons. And that's all. Before they were able to fight the final boss Veldora, they would encounter this high-level difficulty 4-element-themed floors. By any stretch of normal logic, there's no way anyone could defeat all these. Ramras complimented him, "Nice job, Rimuru," and Veldora added, "Kukuku, so you are placing those half-breeds ahead of me. After seeing those imposters, the adventurers will lower their guards, and it will be my time to shine." And Milim said, "Oh, why does Veldora get the coolest part? I want to try and be the final boss sometimes." Rimuru is glad that the 3 seemed to like the concept. But they still needed those dragons to work out for it, and he hopes that they were not celebrating for nothing. Upon thinking so, he decided to flatter Milim and ensure she'll get the job done. Rimuru asks, "What are you talking about, Milim? If it wasn't for you, This final set of traps never would have existed. Milim seemed surprised and was flattered with what she heard. Ramrus added more, "He's right, Milim. I'm relying on you this time as well, remember to get some strong, mean-looking dragons for us," and Milim seemed pleasured, "No problem, guys." It appeared to have worked as Milim was suddenly bursting with motivation. Now Rimuru can rest for a while. As long as they have the dragons and the traps they wanted, the dragons would do all the interior decorations for them. They would build their nests there and become ferocious traps themselves. So as a result, Milim went out to catch some dragons, and then the captured dragons would become Ramrus's servants. And that's it for my video. Sorry if I wasn't able to upload for a long time. I want to thank everyone who stayed and waited for me. Thank you for your heartwarming messages. I'm glad to say I'm finally back. Thank you so much. See you on my next upload.